Right, the third type of plate boundary is a collision plate boundary. In a collision plate boundary, the plates are coming together. These are sometimes called convergent plate boundaries, as opposed to a divergent, where the plates are actually pulling apart. But we're talking now about plates that are coming together. And we've got two plates the same. So in this case, we're going to have two continental plates coming together. This means that they're the same density. So when the plates come together, neither of those plates will be pushed up or pushed down in relation to the other. They'll just push into each other. So if you can imagine you've got two books on a table and you push those books together, those books will collide and they will push up. So as these plates are pushing together, right, and there really wouldn't be a gap in this case, what happens is the plates begin to push up, and over time what we end up with is a series of mountains. Now, as you can see, no magma can reach the surface. So these plate boundaries create mountains and they generate lots of earthquakes. At the same time, as the plate is pushing up, it's also pushing down. So these are some of the deepest parts of the Earth's crust. But what we're bothered about is what's happening on the top. So I'll now put some labels on that for you. Go. So as you can see, we have two continental plates moving towards each other. So there's one, and there's the other, and they crash into each other. And these two plates are the same density. So you don't need to put number 2 on it in this particular case. As the plates collide, they begin to push upwards. So these arrows illustrate the actual pushing upwards. You could also have the arrows pushing downwards. And ultimately, this creates a series of mountains, and they're known as fold mountains. In fact, they're called young fold mountains because they're continuously forming. The Himalayas, on the boundary between the Indo-Australian plate boundary and the Eurasian plate boundary, is a good example of this. Another good example is the Alps in Europe.